Hi, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our final Rise and Shine Assembly of the week of this term. We will be back after the Easter holidays. But yeah, lovely to see you all again this morning. Hope you are all well. And let's start this morning. Sometimes you have like little memories that flash up, and because there's no football at the moment, we've been watching some old football games in our house. And did you know? So your parents might remember this game, that it is 24 years to the day, April the 3rd, that there was a very classic Premier League game. Good morning to the Howells. The Howells will remember this. It was a classic Premier League game 24 years ago today, Liverpool v Newcastle. And you can watch it. It's being rerun on BT Sport, I think, at the moment. And it reminded me that, it's great to look back. It's funny looking back at how the shirts were really baggy, the pitch is terrible, some of the passing is a little bit suspect. It was a classic game. I won't give away the score, but the right team won. And so I was thinking, wouldn't it be quite nice maybe if in this time we did our own sort of time capsule? So have you heard of a time capsule before? When you want to get yourselves like something like a tin. No, cardboard box is no good, because what we want to do is bury this in the ground. So I've got my cake tin here, and I'm thinking, right, what would I put in the time capsule? And then you can do your own time capsule if you like, and it will be interesting, won't it, to look back at what this time was like in a few years. So in my tin, what would I put? So I was thinking one of the things I might put to remind me of this time would be a bit of loo roll. And in fact, actually, I'm not even going to put this loo roll in there because that's too much wastage. When I get to the end, to an empty bit of the cardboard, I'll put the loo roll in there to remind me that people are a little bit crazy, and I bought lots and lots of loo roll. What else might I do? I might take, and I've had to print this out, I might print out the Premier League table just to really mark it in history that really Liverpool really will win the league. I think we can all accept, there are 2 games to go until they secure it, that Liverpool really are champions in this season. Yeah, I think you're all agreeing there, particularly in the household. So I'm going to put my copy of the Premier League table into my time capsule. What else? Maybe some things I've been making during this time. So this was one of my first attempts at the pom-pom. Remind me of all the sort of crafts and things that I've been doing at the moment. And then maybe let's write down a few things. You could write down maybe who won the Oscar for Best Picture this year. It was a Korean film called Parasite. You could write down maybe like 10 of the most sort of famous people that you can think of at the moment. I don't know who might be on there. Maybe Prince Harry and Meghan Markle being in the news a lot. Maybe someone like Billie Eilish. I don't know. You tell me who's famous at the moment. You write down your top 10 favorite people. Maybe some YouTubers. It'll be interesting to see if we still know who they are in a few years' time. What else could you put in? You could maybe take a photo of your car or draw a picture of your car, because when we dig this up, and like you want to bury this for like a good 20 years or so. When we bury this and dig it up, we're all going to be in flying cars, aren't we, in 20 years' time? So it'd be good to look back and see what cars look like. Maybe write a list of who your top 10 friends are, and then it'll be nice to see whether you are still friends with them. So this is my time capsule. I'm going to put a few more things in there, seal it up with a bit of tape, maybe put it in a bit of plastic as well, bury it in the garden, but remind myself where it is, and then we'll be able to dig that up. How long do you think? 20 years? How old are you going to be in 20 years? Are you still going to be living in Peterston? If you're living at Peterston, hope I will be. But we don't really know, do we? But I'm going to bury that, and if we move house, I'm going to take it with me, and we'll dig it up. Now, why am I thinking of time capsules? And good morning to the cat. Just going to have to move him out the way. No, he's not going to like it, but you're in the way. Okay, so time capsules. We think about Easter. Now, we've been thinking about what happened on Good Friday. But of course, that isn't the end of the story, is it? So on Easter Sunday, we've got 2 women who knew Jesus well, were friends of his, and they went off to the tomb where Jesus' body had been laid after he died. And they were going there with some spices and herbs, which is traditionally what they did, just to kind of show their respect for the body and help to preserve it. So they went over there, and they were expecting to have these guards there who would have moved the really heavy stone away. And now we're not just talking like a little, garden gate here. This was a massive kind of bit of rock which they would have used their ropes to pull into place. And they were guarding it because they were worried that someone would want to come and steal the body. But when they got there, no sign of the guards, no sign of the cat, no sign of the cat, no sign of the rock wasn't there anymore, being rolled away. They ran into the tomb. This was like a little kind of cave just knocked into the wall. No Jesus there, but a pile of grave clothes just left there. Don't want my phone going either. So what does that remind us of? That is like a time capsule from 2,000 years ago, isn't it? And every time we go back to that time capsule, we can remember the joy and the hope that that gives us, that the fact that the tomb was empty. And then later on, they realize why it's empty. It's because Jesus had come back to life and was there, and he went to see them. And so they were full of joy and full of hope. They were confused, didn't know what was going on, but they were thoroughly excited. And perhaps when you open up your time capsule, you might be a bit confused at first, thinking, gosh, I don't remember that. That's all a bit weird. But the empty tomb that we have is always going to be there as that sort of time capsule from the past, 2,000 years ago, but we can always go back to it. And then as we think about Easter, so hopefully on Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday, you might get some of these. Apparently there's no shortage of Easter eggs in the shops. And what we can think about the Easter egg is, look at the shape. It's a little bit like that stone, isn't it, that was rolled in front of the tomb. So when you eat your Easter egg, you can remember that that was the stone that was rolled away. And also, you see, just bash it. You see how I've done two visual aids here, which is involved me breaking Easter eggs, that kind of. When you open that egg, and you'll do that a little bit more delicately than me, and it's empty, because unlike the old days when we used to have sweets inside them, they're always empty now, aren't these? But just remember, when you go and look inside that empty Easter egg, that can also remind you of the empty tomb, not because Jesus has gone away, but because he came back to life. That amazing miracle 2,000 years ago, which can give us all joy and hope and comfort in these times. So I'm gonna enjoy my chocolate. 2 weeks early, I know. No, 1 week early. That's right. So we're going to finish with a song which I'm going to play. I'm going to just put the words into the comment. I played this a few times up at Peterston, so hopefully you might know the words in the tune. It's called it's called Happy Day. But the words start, the greatest day in history. And that's really what we should think about Easter Sunday is. Greatest day in history. I shouldn't really eat chocolate show before matching. Greatest day in history. At this beat and you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. The empty cross, the empty grave, life eternal you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. And oh, happy day, happy day. You wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, happy day. I'll never be the same. Forever I am changed. When I stand in that place, realize meeting face to face, I hear yours, Jesus, you are. Endless joy, perfect peace, every pain finally will cease. Celebrate, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Happy day, happy day. You wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, happy day. I'll never be the same. I hope you all have a really great 2 weeks off now. I hope you're not going to have to do too much work at home. I will be back when we're back at homeschool in 2 weeks' time on the Monday. Until then, I hope you have a blessed Easter. We'll be doing a live service at Croes-y-Parc via Zoom on Easter Sunday, so you're all welcome to join, and we'll post some details about that later. There might be a few little videos that pop up between now and the next assembly in 2 weeks' time. So until then, stay safe, everybody, and I'll see you next time.